I always thought that being an artist meant that you did have delusions of grandeur, and it was better to ignore them and have ideas above your station, and kind of just be on a different planet to everyone else would make you more alienated, more ill, and more disliked. So for ages and ages, I put that to one side. I tried to go out and live as normal a life as I could. I left school and I did temping and things, and I never really got on with that very well. So I did a course in TV technical stuff. I can't remember exactly what it's called, and so I went into TV, and I didn't find that as exciting as I was hoping, because I really wanted to be the person in front of the camera rather than the person behind it. And so I just kind of felt a bit resentful, and also, you know, I didn't know I had ADHD at the time, although, you know, some psychotherapists like Philippa Perry probably say, well, actually, you don't have you don't have any chemical imbalance, whatever. But I didn't settle. Now, then I decided I wanted to be an artist, and I don't know whether that was the right decision to make. I don't know whether being an artist is born or made, but I went and did I did some short courses. I built up a portfolio. I did a foundation course. I did a degree, and then I did a master's. And I felt like I was striving towards something. I was going to get something concrete out of it. It meant a lot to me that I was going to get something concrete out of it. Unfortunately, once you've done it, there's not a lot else you can do. You don't have an agenda, you don't have a timetable, and then suddenly all your creativity, all your imagination, all your ideas, all your philosophies, all your crazy, ramblings don't mean anything anymore, because you've got nothing to do with them. You don't have a peer group, you don't have tutorials, you don't have professors, you don't have libraries, you don't have anything. You don't have a community to share it with anymore. So you go back into life, and suddenly you feel like you're insane, because you just don't belong. You just don't belong. Your ideas don't belong. Everyone's normal. So what I'm trying to get my head around, if it is okay to be normal, how do I get to be normal again? How do I lose this? I am an artist. How do I lose that? How do I just get on and just like, okay, I'll go and work in Astor, and it's not going to be below me, and I'm not brilliant, and I'm not a great philosopher or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to. I want to be normal. I want to fit in. I want to be average, but there's some part of my brain that just isn't going to let me do that. It's just abhorrent. And I have two sides. I have like the side that, yeah, you're brilliant, your ideas are amazing. And then the other side that says, they're crap, you're weird, you don't belong. And then I have therapists who say, yeah, but you're really talented. Yeah, well, no, I don't want to be talented. I don't want to have that. It's too much. I just want to live a normal life. What do I, if I was talented, what do I do with it? If somebody tells me I'm talented, then I'm on a different plane to everyone else. I can't juggle the two things, because I don't want to be on an ivory tower, because that got me into trouble at school. I used to get bullied for that, being too clever and stuff. That's why I never went to university until I was in my 30s. Because is being creative an illness? I think, looking at the rest of the world, how it is, how unhappy creative people are, how tortured they are, I can only come to one conclusion, and that is that creativity is a mental illness. It gives you delusions of grandeur. You can't relate to anybody. You just can't do anything with it. So is creativity a mental illness? What do you think? Put your comments down below. Hello, my lovelies. I apologise for looking a little bit tired. I've been getting hot flushes at night and I've not been sleeping very well. So I'm in a bit of a depressive state at the moment. But there's no one else in the house but me, so I felt why not better time to do a YouTube video when I've got the place to myself. So I've been watching a really interesting documentary about bipolar disorder, and the person who's like the key narrator, I guess, is Philippa Perry. Now, you might know Philippa Perry as being the wife of Grayson Perry, who's an artist. And the interesting thing is that a lot of these people that she talks to who've been diagnosed with bipolar, and she goes into the whole like, is it nature or nurture thing, you know, probably in far more eloquent detail than I ever could. They are incredibly talented. They could be like, they're business leaders, or they're you know, golf prodigies, or they're incredibly good drummers, or whatever. But what struck me is that they have this drive. Obviously, they're misunderstood, and on some levels they're especially the golf prodigy stroke businessman. He had what was called delusions of grandeur. Now, I've been struggling with this idea for years and years. When I was growing up, there was a battle between, oh, look at these talents you've got, you're really brilliant, and you know, who do you think you are? And one of the things that Philippa Perry talks about is it's okay to be average, it's okay to be normal. But how does that equate if you're an artist? I mean, she's married to an artist, so how does that gel with that belief of hers that it's okay to be normal? Because artists are out of the norm, and